You saw that sign and you thought it was an advertisement, didn't you? No, we're living in Australia, mate. That's talking about the magpies. Oh, there he is. With my, hopefully, magpie deterrent spiky things on here. You're trying to keep them away from your eyes and your ears, and I've got my sunglasses on to protect my eyes. Hopefully I don't see any magpies where I'm going. And I've got my GoPro on my bike just to film my ride a little bit. But I want to do a quick review of stabilisation. Alternatives other than in-body. I think that's probably the worst stabilisation with this camera, so I want to do a few different methods, so let's go. You know, I can't claim to be a camera expert, and for me, doing reviews on products is a relatively new thing, and I don't think it's my forte. There are people out there that are way more experienced and capable than I am. Okay, so I'm going to get the camera set up. I've got the gimbal here. I'll just get this sorted out first. This is the Sony ZV E10. I'm not going to use the in-body microphone. I'm going to use the Rode Micro Go, this double unit thing here, and this one plugs straight into the camera. These are only about $312 Australian, something like that. The new version of this now has 3 of these, so you can have 2 microphones on other people. It's wireless, and so I plugged this on my body somewhere. It's got a microphone in it. It actually can record straight to the mic, but yeah, you know what? I'm going to do that today. I'm going to record straight. This is quite a good mic. I've got a Lavalier mic, but I'll actually stick this on here and I'll record straight to that. Okay, so I'm recording now with the Lavalier G6 gimbal. Here it is. And I'm going to walk around with this. I think this is the best stabilization for the camera, and so I'm not using any in-body stabilization at all. I'm just walking around this area, see some interesting stuff behind me there, and see how stable this thing goes. Now I'm wobbling around a little bit, my hands are wobbling around a little bit. I'm not real sure if the stabilization is 100% actually. I had it in my backpack all set up. One of the locking screws came loose and it's sort of unbalanced the camera. So I've got it roughly stabilized now. So this is the Lavalier G6 Max gimbal, and I actually think it's pretty good. It's pretty light, it's fairly small, and it's doing a good job. I mean, I just turn this thing around and I can go down low with this, get some nice epic shots. Nice and low. Yeah, as I say, I haven't got this thing stabilized right, but I think it's quite good. I mean, there are many different gimbals you can get. The Lavalier G6 Max is fairly inexpensive. It's about, I think I paid about 319 Australian for this, and I think it's cool. So I'm still recording through the Rode Micro Go microphone, and it's stuck on my chest. What I'll do next clip, I will actually put a Lavalier mic in, so I'm recording straight into the Lavalier mic, and we'll see which one sounds better. These are things you can do with a gimbal that you can't really get away with handheld. Here's my bike. To be honest, when it comes to stabilization, it's It's pretty well impossible to get any better than the GoPro Hero 8, Hero 9. Their hyper smooth stabilization is absolutely magnificent. It's as good as it gets. And you know, I've used some of my time warp, time lapse type of thing on this ride just to show you how stable it is. It is absolutely amazing. So every camera has its job. And I don't believe that, you know, the Sony ZV E10 or ZV E10, whatever you call it, it really isn't a replacement for an action camera. It's not what it is, but it's a different thing. It is a vlogging camera. It's a filmmaking, you know, I guess amateur filmmaking camera. It's a good one. And so, okay, so this is the part I'm not supposed to show you. I had my camera set wrong this morning. I had it set on the slow-mo, and I'm filming all this stuff to do a review on the little gimbal thing here, this JJC gimbal thing, and none of it came out because it was all with no volume. So I'm going to go back like 2 hours later and refilm that section. Okay, so I'm going to do a walk around with this. I'm recording on this now and just see how it sounds. And so this is what it looks like. And so I will put side by side with this. I'll put the Catalyst Browse version next, you know, with the shakes taken out and hopefully not too much of my head cropped off. And so we'll do that next. Okay, so we're just out for lunch. It's more like 3:30 in the afternoon, so it's not exactly lunch. So I thought I'd take the camera with me and just get past the people here. And somewhere spicy, somewhere interesting down at the bay. We're at Morgan's restaurant. This is a seafood restaurant right by the wharves, by all of the seafood. I'm not very clear when I do videos. Right by all of the fishing boats out here. And so, yeah, so what I thought I'd do is I'd just take a little bit of a walk down here and see, sun's right in the camera, so it's the wrong place, isn't it, really? Just to see how stable this is. Look, so there's no stabilization on the camera. And I'm doing that deliberately. I wanted to film this without any stabilization at all, so that then I'll take the mask off. We're okay down here. So no stabilization on the camera. So I'll take it home and put it through Catalyst Browse. And I'm actually quite amazed how smooth it comes out in Catalyst Browse. And so it's almost gimbal-like, to be honest. So the thing about Catalyst Browse, when you upload your photographs into the software, you can soon see that little icons will appear on the side of the little thumbnail boxes. It says contains stabilization metadata, which means you can't stabilize that. So then you go down to this little icon down the bottom here, stabilization. It will do, it'll analyze the clip and it'll see what it thinks it should give you to stabilize that clip. That's in automatic. Now, if you can see these two graphics, for me, that's way too much. So I go into manual, you can see how much is stabilized here. So I back that off. I just want about 15–20%, about that. And so you can run it through and see what does it look like, see how stable it is. You can do a preview. And if you're happy with what you're seeing, if you're satisfied with what you're seeing, then you can render the clip. So when you come to render, you press this button up here and you find out where do you want to send it to. You choose your catalog and place it wherever you want it to be. Once you've chosen the location, then it's simply a matter of exporting the file. It says, do you want to replace the existing file or do you want to keep the existing? If you do this, you keep both. That way you can do what I'm doing and do a side-by-side comparison of the shaky clip and the one that's been run through Catalyst Browse. But one thing I have to say while this is rendering, I am super impressed with how stable and how sharp the clip is, even after it's been cropped by Catalyst Browse. I'm very, very impressed. I thought it would degrade the quality of the video significantly, but I've not noticed any degradation at all. The clip looks as sharp and as good as ever. I guess that's because it's coming from an amazing Sony ZV E10, and so I recommend it to you. It's not hard to learn how to use it, and there are plenty of YouTube videos there. You'll pick it up in a couple of minutes, and I think the end results will absolutely be worth it. Well, you know, I've got to be honest, and I didn't think I would say this, in some circumstances, I actually think it could be better. Of course, there are things a gimbal can do that your camera can't alone, but I mean, you know, when you are using with 3-axis gimbal with all these motors, occasionally they do tend to wander a little bit to the left and the right, and you don't exactly have it where you're trying to hold it. But when you're using a grip like the Sony grip or a generic grip, you are holding it exactly where you want it to be, and you can allow the Catalyst browse to take out the shakes in post. So I think in some circumstances, yes, it could be better than a gimbal. But there are things that I would do with my camera sometimes that require a gimbal. So I'm surprised. I'm a convert. I think this is amazing. So I recommend to you, check out Sony's Catalyst browse. It really works. You saw that sign and you thought it was an advertisement, didn't you? No, we're living in Australia, mate. That's talking about the magpies. Oh, there it is.